You're watching The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Angela Yee, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. We got some special guests in the building. JD, Jermaine Dupree, and Xscape.
Hey!
Welcome, guys.
Y'all know I'm fanning out because I never seen Xscape all together like this in one time in person.
We definitely didn't expect to see you here, Candy. We was like, Candy.
Candy be busy.
Candy be busy.
Candy be too busy for the rest of the girls.
I just got back from Japan and came straight here for y'all.
Did you bring us all vibrators?
Well, no, but I can bring you one next time I see you.
Okay, no, I'm just saying Candy got her candy coated,
Body
back
candy. Yeah.
So are you back touring with the group?
Huh?
Are you back touring with the group?
Yeah. That's why
Because you
we
took
here.
some time off to do some other things. And
Well, she didn't want to record an
toured.
album.
right.
Yeah, basically. We toured together all from last year to the top of the year, and then I had to do Broadway, and they did some more shows. Now I'm taping Housewives, but at the end of taping, I go straight on tour with them.
I love seeing y'all all together because I didn't know if it was going to really ever happen. Right. It was always in talks. There was all these things going on internally with people not getting along, but you guys finally worked it out. So let's talk about that because I know that's difficult.
It's a part of maturing. I think it's a part of maturing because when you're younger, you're childish. Sometimes you're self-centered. Things happen, but when you grow up and life changes, then you think about what's important.
Who was the hardest to come around and be like, come on now? Who was the hardest to talk to?
Me.
Candy.
You? She said, me.
You can. It's everybody knows it's me. I'm one of those type of people. Once I get in up and I'm feeling a certain kind of way about something, I'm just like, okay, I'm good. Like I'm done.
So you wanted a public apology? Or admission of...
Yeah, I felt like it was a lot that had happened, and I felt like it kind of stayed with me, you know what I mean? And I just felt like it needed to be cleared up. But at the same time, it ended up not even mattering because nobody cared about that as much as they cared about us getting back together.
But y'all trust each other now, though.
Trust each other as far as what?
Oh, that
Just
means
in
no.
general.
That
Exactly.
means
that's not a difficult question.
That means no.
That's not a loaded question. Y'all trust each other.
Trust no one.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
I don't know.
I think to a certain degree. It depends on what it is. What we're dealing with. We can trust one another, And, some things we may go left, Everybody got their own lives going on. Everybody got a lot of stuff going on.
See?
Yeah, that's what we need. We needed this.
So it's more business than friendship.
Well,
no, I would say it's both.
Gotcha.
We still.
I look at it like a family. In family, sometimes you fall out, you come together. Sometimes you don't talk for a long period of time. But at the end of the day, you always come back and say, you know what, this is what's important. So I look at us like we're family.
Like Jermaine Dupree and Bow Wow. I feel like you guys always have like your back and forth, but then y'all always come back together somehow.
what?
This relationship with all my artists is the same.
Bow Wow's a little different, though. Bow Wow, because that's like your son. / little brother / artist. He's like all of the above.
It's just what
You
y'all.
talk to Mike, JD.
It's just what y'all see. You know what I mean? It's not really like it ain't like that. It's just what people see. You know what I mean? It's just how people see.
You never respond to him, JD. Bow Wow Wow's out on social media all the time. You never respond. You never.
I don't even be following Bow Wow, by the way.
You don't follow Bow Wow.
He's not blocked though, is he? He's not blocked.
Yeah, why? For what? How long have I been dealing with this? You know what I'm saying? Like it's been every day of my life since he was 12 years old. Bow Wow's been the same. The dude used to come on my bus and steal my jewelry, like everything. He's been doing this.
Steal your jewelry, like
when we was on tour. When he was 12, I had my jewelry laid on my bus. He'd come off his bus and steal my jewelry and take my jewelry and run on his bus. His bus be gone. I have to wait to get my jewelry. Like, he been doing that crazy stuff to me. It don't even feel like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like.
Well, he just admitted he had a drug problem.
His antics.
So he said a lot of his antics were due to drugs.
Really?
Yeah,
He said it on
Instagram.
Twitter. Yeah.
Really?
See, that's what I'm saying. I don't be following
He
that
really
shit.
doesn't follow him.
I didn't know that. Wow.
He said he was addicted to lean, and then he said he just stopped smoking weed for the last 2 weeks. He said he stopped smoking weed.
Well, good for him. Good for him.
I'll learn something.
Now, who opens and closes on this tour?
Oh,
That's
good
a tough
question.
one.
Hey,
Look how everybody looking at me. We ain't figured it out yet. But it ain't no real everybody open and
Why
close.
can't they giving you the side eye like, boy, he with the bullshit already.
Everybody open and close.
And no, everybody don't close.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
for the most
impossible.
part,
He being
yeah.
too political
How
right
does that-
now.
How does everybody
We
close?
need to know.
I mean, because the closing of this show is multiple hits back to back as opposed to it being like one song. You know what I mean? And they know this because we all created this idea. I created this idea with them.
Candy look like, look, I ain't get that memo.
So what happened in like the
No,
in
you
the
had already
rehearsals?
created the idea. We just discussed what songs you were talking about.
Yeah. I mean, we gonna
end.
end the show with with a bang, and it's gonna be like everybody bang at the end, as opposed to it being like, because everybody got fans, and everybody feel like everybody fans feel like each one of these songs is different. So.
Well, this is what I was saying.
Okay,
I mean,
Candy.
when we sat down with him, and because I don't think he really explaining it, like the way he explained it to us, like it's gonna be back to back #1 smashes from the top, and then we're gonna end with back to back #1 smashes.
That's what I just
So
said.
like the whole thing, everybody's gonna feel like they can sing along through the whole concert. It's gonna feel familiar. You're gonna feel like every hit from your childhood, from your adulthood, what made you have a baby, get married, whatever it was
That sound good.
about our hits is gonna be back to back. So meaning like, for instance, it may be Jagged Edge come out with a smash that you love, and then we come right on stage and come with another smash that you love right after them.
Black people be
Oh,
late.
so nobody got sex.
No, and nobody's gonna be able to be late.
Black
We're gonna
people
be
be late
on
to
the
the
show
show.
Like,
together.
not no
So when,
separate, like,
when the
oh,
first
this
person step out there and there's only 5,000 people out there because black people late, you got to give them like a 30,
they'll
40
be there
minute
by the
grace
time.
period.
Okay, well, let's say this. We the females of the tour, right? Most people say women are late, but we just came off tour. We were never late. We were sold out everywhere. Hey.
I don't talk about the artists, I'm talking about the fans that come
He's
in.
talking about the people
Oh,
that
the
come to the
fans.
show.
Okay, this is a show you do not want to be late to.
Right.
Because it's not set up for like, oh, you got your opening act. And you got,
Right.
no,
Right.
this is a show where everybody is a part of the same
It's like a greatest
performance.
hits show.
Yes. So it's going to be going like, we're going to go on and off, on and off.
Yeah, I think I read this is the first tour where every artist had a major hit and the first 20 records performed in the show are all #1 songs.
100%.
Damn.
What was the biggest song ever on So So Def as far as numbers in the whole history?
I don't know. I mean, now it's probably My Boo.
Oh, because of the challenge.
Yeah, because of the challenge. I mean, if you go on the streams, I don't know. It depends on what era, what time of the period you was talking about. You know,
It
Now that
wouldn't
we
be
have streaming.
crisscross?
not crisscross wasn't no. So there.
Oh, damn.
I was thinking Let's Get Married. I figured that record was.
Now, Candy, what made you want to be a part of this tour? Because you don't be having time for Xscape like that.
Just telling me.
Damn,
Well,
son.
actually, everything went really great with our tour that we had with the Great Escape Tour. And, we had discussed doing another tour. This came across the table, and, we just...
She trying to get that shmoney.
That's right.
She ain't turned it down. She like that shmoney.
it's a good check. I mean, come on,
Yes.
we all business people here.
Do you guys feel like y'all are closer now than you were before? Now that you've gone through like whatever separations you had, grown up, like you said, got more mature, have families.
For sure. Now we have a problem with one another. We'll say, listen, I ain't like that, or you want to change this, whether it's wardrobe or whatever. So yeah, I think it's a lot better.
But it's easier for everybody to walk away
Nobody's
now,
riding.
because y'all grown, y'all got money,
Nobody's
y'all
riding
got to
on
put up
We
in
all
the
have
building.
our own buses.
Now I was gonna say y'all all got your own buses.
Yes.
See, they ain't fucking with each other. Y'all
No,
all got
everybody
your
has
own
families.
No. We have
Buses
families.
expensive.
All of us
Everybody
have
has
families.
families.
We
Yes.
have ridden on each
Says
other's
the guy with a whole
Yeah.
car lot
Yeah.
in front of
No,
his
them
house.
buses expensive to
They
go
are,
on
but
tour.
we have a lot of people. Like, she got her
I
own
got
family,
I got
right.
7 kids.
Yeah,
and
that's a whole bus right
husband
there.
and
Yeah, you right. You
everybody's
taking them
just
all,
a lot.
Tiny?
No, but I'm just
Sometimes they do
saying they
come out.
come. Some of them come. A group of them, 3 or 4.
And we have a nice little entourage too.
Yeah.
Our glam, wardrobe.
That's a lot of tour buses.
Yeah, we employing a lot of people.
How
So
do everybody's families interact with each other too? Now that with the kids, the husbands, the
Oh, yeah, everybody's good.
See, you know what's funny about this whole thing is that people, y'all see this, y'all think this like a reunion. Like, we've seen these people all the time. Like, even if we ain't doing no tour, everybody done seen each other.
I don't see you like that.
I done seen. I'm saying like,
Do it.
especially
see me.
Tiny. I be in the same room with Tiny like. Every damn near almost all the weeks, every time, all the time. Will it be a Jeezy session, a T.I. session? The cat just
he
be,
seen
I mean, or Tiny be just be sitting over there. You know what I mean? It's like it ain't like a reunion. Like it's like people we done seen these people around. Like you know what I mean? So
yeah, we hang out. We've been to the strip clubs and
you
I
will
say that?
say that.
yes.
First thing they said was,
Well, how did y'all
we just hang out.
truly-
We have fun.
How did y'all truly repair the relationship though? Because you called Candy out and JD out and said they was messing around with each other. So how did you
me
repair
and
all
Candy
that?
sat down like two grown women. I
Okay.
went to her house. We sat down. We hadn't seen each other for like 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
And we sat down, and it was like, dang. Like,
It was emotional.
it was very emotional. It was very emotional. We both said things how we felt. You know, we got stuff off our chest, and she got her apology, and
Yeah.
Right.
then after that we talked, and it was like our conversation turned into a 4-hour conversation until it was like we were just talking about old times, and to the point now we sharing rooms on the tour.
Right.
We share everything now, so
y'all
it's
share
like
rooms?
They got
Closer
their
now.
own
Share a bus.
Yeah, they got the B
She
team
and I are
and
closer
then
now
A
than we
team
were
over
back
here, you
then.
know.
No, we the A team. Everybody know we the
B
A team.
team, A team. You know.
Whatever. They
But
think
that's
they
good. I
did.
feel you
We
can.
A team, they B team.
Sometimes you have a private conversation and with something that was public, and you do want somebody to publicly clear something up because it's important to you personally. Like,
Right.
there's people that'll come to you like behind the scenes and be like, "You listen, I want to apologize or reach out," but it is important to just clear things up and
most
be like,
definitely.
"I was."
Most definitely. I even talked to my sister about that a while ago. Before they even talked, I was like, you guys should talk. And then I told Candy when we had our conversation, you guys should have that conversation outside of business.
Right.
Just as females. And when they did it, I was like, yo, what we doing?
But it
Like,
really,
what's
it really
next?
wasn't a business transaction type thing.
Well, it was. I mean, it was a lot going on. I mean, I think one thing we also just left out, but you saw in the show is like somebody was trying to steal our legacy.
But no,
our
what I'm
group's legacy,
what I'm
and that's
saying is that
initiated us.
the thing,
speaking.
but that wasn't the cause of it. You know what I'm saying? Like us sitting down, I felt like the stuff that we talked about, the stuff that we got off our chest, it was bigger than business.
Oh, definitely, it was bigger than business. I feel like growing up, Tamika and I were really close. So when the whole mess happened or whatever with what she said, I think that's why I took it more to heart,
Right.
because it came from her. You know what I mean? And we were so tight.
Who tried to steal the group's legacy?
Oh, well, somebody else, they had shopped a movie deal about our group without us being a part of it.
They were
And we
about to
didn't
tell
know
us
it
Was it
that.
Mona Scott? Wasn't Mona Scott?
No. It wasn't Mona. It was I'm not putting no names to it, but basically they did a deal with the network to do a movie about us without our knowledge.
And
when
Jermaine
we
was going to give
found
him the
out,
music.
yeah, we was mad at him.
Pretty much.
And
You was gonna get the music for real? I thought you were joking. You didn't watch the show?
I mean, you got,
No.
you know, the thing.
Stop stuttering, JD.
The thing about
Come on, tell it.
I'm saying, like, the thing about it was that I felt like, like you just asked a question about why is Candy even here with this whole thing. This whole 25th anniversary is just their anniversary as well. They started it So Def. They was the first group I signed. So it's like, it's just as important for them to be on this tour as it is for us to be having this tour, right? So when you talk about their legacy, they had broke up. Like, that's why I'm letting them talk to y'all right now. I don't got nothing to do with this. Whatever they disagreements was, Jermaine wasn't involved with that, right? So all I saw was the group that I signed was not kicking it no more. You know,
We get it.
No pun intended, right?
and I'm looking at that. I'm thinking about legacy. I'm thinking about how quick people out here write us off anyway. I'm like, shit. If somebody want to do a movie about a group that I signed, then I'm gonna let them do the movie about the group that I signed. I'm not getting ready to like just be like, okay, well, y'all kill everybody off. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that's what was happening. So we had to have that same conversation that she's saying that her and Tamika had. We had to have a heart-to-heart conversation about why I did it and why I was trying to do it. And with that conversation, it brought all of them back, put them on tour and everything.
Was it
how
real
important
forgiveness,
communication
Candy, or
is
just business
always.
forgiveness, though?
No, I feel like it was forgiveness. It definitely was forgiveness, but then also I feel like the time of us being on tour together and we were sharing rooms on tour, like we shared dressing rooms, and so I feel like it helped us reconnect at that real bond. You know what I mean? I feel like if we would have just had the conversation and then that was that, then it may not have been able to create a real bond. But us being on tour together, seeing each other every day, it was like we were able to really get back the old fun and friendship we used to have when we was kids.
What is happening with the movie now as we see the success of New Edition, Bobby Brown's story, all of that? We would love an Xscape movie. Is it happening?
It's coming.
And JD,
Yeah.
how come
You
how
gonna clear the
come
music, JD?
He better.
Yeah, I won't clear, right?
How come you don't mend the relationships with your artists? Like you like I ain't getting involved with like you don't want to dive in and say, you know what, I'm gonna fix this because you signed
Like
him?
for what? I mean, ultimately, I mean, y'all listen. Let me say this. Everybody keep talking about Bow Wow. The one thing that y'all gotta realize, y'all never seen Bow Wow in no trouble. Y'all just keep talking about him on social media. I'm in Bow Wow's life 100%. You ain't seen Bow Wow go to jail. You ain't seen Bow Wow with no drug addiction. He telling y'all that. Y'all ain't seen that shit. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not realistic, like, to me. You know what I mean? And people, I seen somebody say, because I said something about this, about the Mac Miller thing, or how people was just like, yo, that's my man. I'm like, if that's your man, you had to see him doing the drugs, right? And if you see your man doing the drugs, you're supposed to say something if you're a smart person, right? I have never seen Bow Wow do no drugs around me. And Bow Wow's never been to jail. Bow Wow ain't never got no cases beating on no women. Nothing. It's not gonna happen around me. So I'm saying I'm in his life. You know what I'm saying? I'm in their life too, but I'm saying I'm gonna let y'all hear from them the way they always, you know, that's how it's always been.
Does Xscape trust Jermaine Dupri?
Trust him.
They here. You could they here. That means yes. They
You just said you was gonna let them talk, Jay.
I had to step in when I know. I'm saying. I'm gonna tell you.
Trust no one.
Because I'm gonna tell you, like, I was surprised. I was just as surprised. Well, y'all might not be. I was just as surprised to see these two sharing everything on the tour, probably more than anybody. Because I was shocked. Like, I went to the show. And they pulled me in their dressing room, and they was like, "This our dressing room. This how I go down and hit da 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 da." They was keeping me away from them too, and I was like, "Damn, all right, this." You know what I'm saying? And I could feel real camaraderie. It didn't feel like somebody told them, "Y'all, you guys need to do this and da da da." So you know what I mean? I feel like same thing with this. They all here. That's showing you how they feel about what we doing.
Well, we know how Candy felt, but how did you feel when you heard Tamika say that Candy slept with you and your father?
Damn, Charlamagne.
Damn.
So the currency tour, the cultural currency tour, is coming to a city near you.
Wait. So Xscape has not been here since y'all heard that old ass story.
No, and y'all never have all been here together.
Oh, okay,
No.
all right. So he gonna try to get it all
Yeah.
out. All right.
Yeah. So we focusing on the tour right now. It's gonna be high energy, all the hits.
I mean, I think the point for Candy was that it wasn't true about Michael Malden. That was the whole point, and she wanted to make sure that rumor got squashed. So make sure that you squash it again, Candy, since he brought it back up.
Wait, what? You said make sure I squash it?
Well, yeah, just make sure you guys, just because I don't want to put it out there again, and it seems like it's.
Well, y'all did.
Right.
What?
Let it go.
Just saying that it's not true that Candy slept with Michael Malden.
No, that was not true.
Right,
It was
that's all. I
like
don't want that to be
totally
known.
like she just makes that up. But it didn't have nothing to do with that now.
I didn't make it up now. It was told to
Who
me.
made that up?
I didn't make it up.
Oh, we about to break the
there you
talk
go.
before
It was-
Let's move on.
Let's talk about
So the
the
tour. What's the first date of the tour? Let's go back to.
Why is it a mayonnaise bottle?
October
How we even
14th,
get
in Washington,
White
D.C.
people.
Yeah.
For the white people that come in there.
A whole bottle of
Yeah, I like to
mayonnaise.
do this to piss off white people. I just hold it up there. 'Cause I call them mayonnaise.
Okay, all right.
But you know
Not
what?
even the
Jay?
right kind.
We did
hate mayonnaise.
miss you. About
Hummus.
I would say about a month ago, and I even texted you. I told you we missed you. You know, the first time I met Janet Jackson was with you, right? And I just remember back then, Janet was in the strip clubs. Janet was out and about. Janet was doing mixtapes, and it was a different Janet. And when she came, like 3 weeks ago?
I think so. I don't remember.
Like 3 weeks ago,
I erased that
it
memory
just
from my
wasn't
mind.
the same person. It wasn't the same. She didn't seem down to earth
Well, how long ago was that?
with JD.
Yeah.
Like 7
I don't think
years.
none of them care about this.
8
Janet
years.
not on the social
No,
death
I'm just
toll?
telling Jada. I said I missed him. And the reason I say that is people don't remember what that relationship was and how cool she was, because it was just a totally different Janet. Do you still speak to her or no?
Envy.
I seen you like her picture.
This bothers Envy, by the
It
way.
does.
I'm tell you-
I hit him
I'm
mad
telling you,
times about it.
Bobby he hit me bad. He hit me up about this. This really bothers you. I mean, yeah, we cool. It's all good. It's all good. I mean, it's a JD touch, man. When I touch somebody, they touched, man. I'm like a reverend.
How do y'all feel
church
about
is
that
Don't take me to that church. I'm
statement? How
good.
y'all feel about that statement, Xscape? How y'all feel about that statement?
What statement?
That when he touches somebody, it's like a reverend. You ever felt the healing from JD?
My goodness.
In music, we'll give him that. Give him that.
I'm saying, you know how many millionaires I made?
That's a fact.
I'm just saying.
What about Kyle?
Call me lottery.
Is Kyle gonna be on this tour?
Of course.
Which lottery?
Listen, I do want to say this without all jokes aside. This is, what black people should pay attention to is that this is a tour that probably I would say nobody else has ever done this before. This is we have all the groups, every artist that was ever signed to So Def is on this tour. They're alive. They out here, they happy, and they going on the road. This ain't happened with Bad Boy. This ain't happened with Death Row. This ain't happened with Def Jam. This ain't happened with no label. So Def is the only label that's got all of the artists, not even Motown.
I thought Bow Wow said he's not doing it.
Come on, man.
Oh gosh.
Cut it out.
Yeah.
Stop. That's what I'm
Bow Wow
saying.
said on
I'm
social
saying
media
cut
he's
it
not
out,
doing
man.
it.
You ain't. Go to his
said he
page
not
right
doing
now.
what?
It's the first thing on top. It's pinned to the top of his page.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, go right now.
So you saw when he said that, though.
I mean, listen, like I said,
He doesn't follow him.
He
I
doesn't
don't-
follow Bow Wow.
I went to see if it was on his page when he said it. It's pinned to the top of his page.
That was the Bow Wow challenge.
Bow Wow challenge.
You said that was the Bow Wow challenge?
Bow Wow. Are y'all doing new music or new album together?
All four.
No.
Well, we have an EP out called Here For It, Tiny, myself, and Latasha. So it's,
Candy's she's doing music.
yeah, she's doing
Solo
music too.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do music. Yeah.
Candy, why you so against
I
doing
do
new music with
music.
Xscape?
We know you do music. She's doing solo music.
Why is Candy so against doing new music with Xscape?
Well, no, I mean, I feel like for me, it's just like a thing of like, I really enjoy performing with my group members, and I feel like, but, at this day and age, at this age, I just want to be able to do whatever I want to do. And just business-wise, I like to be in control of my own situation. When you're doing business with 4 different people with 4 different...
You got to split it. 25, 25,
It's not
35,
even that. It's
See,
not
like-
even about
let me
split.
tell-
It's just
like-
everybody has their own mindset of how they want to handle business, and it's like the more and more stuff you do together, it's just kind of like, okay, when you're doing a tour, it's like, okay, we're doing this tour, we're gonna make it happen, and the fans are loving it. We there for the fans, we get to enjoy the fans, and all that is awesome. You know what I mean? But as far as I just feel like
It just seemed like it would make sense since y'all all on the road together. Why not?
Well, see, I like her answer. She had a different answer that I heard. You know what I mean?
what the difference
But you
is?
heard JD.
Yeah, I
What's
heard a
the
different
difference?
answer.
What's
The
the
different answer that was that you felt like the music and the artists and where y'all are as a group, you didn't want to tarnish the success of success.
Well, that's
success.
I mean, to
And
me, it's like back in the day, we sold multi-platinum records or whatever, right? And it's not the same as it was then. You get what I'm saying? Now is a totally different way that people selling records. And I don't know if it will ever be back the same as it once was as far as having multiple platinum hits. You know what I mean?
So I thought
in
that
my
was
mind, I feel like, why tarnish that?
Right.
You know what I mean? You on top, you know what I mean? Why put out a record that may be kind of like, man.
It's like a ball player coming back to play after his.
Yeah, when y'all
Career's
saw
over.
Jordan and he didn't dunk
Yeah.
that time,
Right.
right? How you felt?
But what,
Right, but I mean, at the same time,
Damn, she ain't got no faith in y'all
At
making
the
no
same
hits,
time,
man.
I feel like you gotta
It's
challenge
it. Now
yourself.
you try to turn
Because
it
it was
into
never
something
predicated
else.
on sound like
You try to
what we
turn it into
sold.
something
When we
else.
first came out, it was never predicated on how many records we're gonna sell. We just did it because of the love, and then things happened. We blew up. Everything happened for us, and it was a blessing. So now I would hate to put that type of stigma. Oh, I can't sell no records. I don't want to live my life that way. I want to be able to do what I love, and if people embrace it, they embrace it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because that to me is success.
Because if you do a solo record and they don't embrace it, it's still
the
kind
same.
of
That's a fact.
the
It's
the
same
same.
thing.
Right,
I mean,
but
like,
at
that's the
least
thing.
with that situation, it's like if it's not. Either way, it's like if it's not gonna be something that's gonna smash what you've done before, you might as well do something brand new, totally different, and just have fun with it and be able to be in control of what you're doing. It's like when you have 4 people, you gotta get 4 people on the same page creatively and business wise.
But it was actually
we
easy
don't
when we
always see
did
the
it.
same
Was,
page.
it was real easy when we did it. We witnessed it.
when you did the EP?
Yeah, it was real easy. We wrote, we went
Like,
in,
look,
we recorded. It
that's
was
good.
easy.
I see what Candy's saying though, because it is hard. Because those records all mean something to us. Like that was a time. You know
Have you
what I
heard Memory Lane?
mean? No,
You need to check it out. That's our new single. It's bad.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't heard it.
Yeah.
But all those records mean like Just Kicking It. I can remember where I was when I first heard Just Kicking It. You know what I'm saying? So
But
those
it's a new
records mean
generation, though.
something.
It's a whole new generation.
Yeah,
of
we can't.
kids.
Certain
Like,
songs don't fit our age. Now we're thinking about relationships. We weren't
Gotcha.
in a real relationship back then. Now we saying some real conscious grown folk stuff. We talking that real grown stuff.
We were talking grown stuff now.
We were talking nasty. I didn't even half the songs we were singing. Girl, I was like, I bet you can't hang. When I got older, I was like, oh, that's what we were singing about? I didn't know half the songs. I didn't know Jermaine wrote. I did not. Half of that song, I did not. Half of that stuff Jermaine wrote.
I ain't gonna let you get off.
No, I'm saying certain songs. Whatever. I can speak for myself. Both
No,
y'all.
nasty
Anyway.
lady.
But what I'm saying is certain things did not mean what it means to me now.
Right.
It has more meaning to Tamika Scott now than it did back then. Right. I went into it then like I am now.
You was hot though.
I think that's what I'm saying.
Hot, baby. I'm still hot, baby.
I'm still hot,
Still hot, mama, baby. That ain't going nowhere.
You had me,
She's a hot body.
you had me
Yes.
coming, knocking on your door, coming, traveling from city to city. Come on now.
Tiny, did you hear when Brisha Webb was
You on
upset?
blast.
No, don't do that. Come on, B. Come on, don't do that. Don't nobody knocking on my
You on
door.
blast.
You got that comeback. It's
Girl,
okay.
See, like, listen, let me explain something to you. Let me explain
Come
something
on,
to you.
come on, y'all.
Y'all-
Hush.
see,
Leave me
y'all-
alone now. I'm trying to be good in this. I'm trying to be
hold
good.
on, look.
Y'all gonna make the beats come out. Y'all better hush.
So Envy, you want the answer to your question?
I got it.
This is the answer to your question. This is why I don't get involved in
I
this
see.
because
Because we family.
This
We can
been
do
going
if he got
on-
involved, we ain't gonna do
this
that. We'll
been
beat him
going
up.
on since I signed
Get
him.
out, Tiny. Get out, Tamika.
So JD, you don't think you can write Xscape a hit in 2018? I
Of
think you
course,
could.
I never. What you talking about? Me saying I'm not. I just agree with what she's saying. I think
Gotcha.
that I feel bad for artists that put out brand new albums and they go do some of them songs and the crowd sitting down and then
crickets.
they can't wait until they put up they old records.
But
That
you
don't-
working on a new Usher album right now.
I mean, what does that mean?
So Usher can't
Right.
top the stuff you did prior?
No, you talk like once again. You're talking to a Hall of Fame writer. I'm not these regular other guys that you be talking to. That don't happen with me. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying I understand what she's saying.
Gotcha.
I'm not
He's
I'm
looking
not
at it from
tripping
her
on the
point of
time.
view.
The times don't matter to me. It's the easiest time in the world to make hit records right now.
But you
'cause
saying
the
you can do
competition
it, but
level
you
ain't
don't know
nothing.
about everybody else.
Huh?
You saying you can pull it out, but you don't know about everybody else. Is that what you're saying?
You said what?
That's you heard her.
saying
No, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I understand that mindset because you do have to think about that. I think that's the same thing I was saying to y'all about the movie and the whatever was the documentary or whatever it was. I feel like you have to. The one thing I found out about getting to this space in life 25 years is that you have to protect your legacy. And protecting your legacy is damn near as hard as writing a hit record to get to the legacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like people will try all kind of shit to just like say whatever. They gonna discredit you, this, that, and the third. But you got to continue to keep protecting it. So I'm saying you have to watch out and say, yo, if we gonna make a record, let's understand how big we are. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Understanding just kicking it off their first album, these is #1 records immediately, right? That's what I'm saying about this tour. It's just like to make sure everybody understand that. Like, yeah, the first 10 records on this show. When the last time y'all been to a concert where the first 10 records was all #1 records? I'm not talking about like good songs and creditable to the culture. I'm talking about like
Legit
6ix9ine be
#1.
saying
Yeah.
on Billboard,
Right.
#1 records on Billboard. That you ain't been to no show like that. You know what I'm saying? Even like Jay-Z and Beyonce, I went to their show. They first 10 songs ain't all #1 records. They hits to us as a culture. But I'm saying let's talk like the way people talking in 2018. I'm talking about Billboard, #1.
But you guys did the EP with the intention of we just love doing music and we're not putting the pressure of saying this has to be a platinum
We've
album.
never done it before. We never put the
To
pressure.
the mic.
We've never. Yeah, but go ahead.
We've never been independent either. We've never like done it on our own. We've always had a label behind us, so it's a bit different too.
Did you like it, the whole process of this?
Process went great actually. We did 6 songs in like 6 nights.
Did y'all miss Candy?
You so messy. No, they didn't miss me. And it's
But listen, since I'm a visionary person, I like what they doing though, because you know I think that I mean you know everybody could take a page from like the New Edition book, right? New Edition
Right.
when BBD went and did what
Right.
BBD did, who was tripping about them not being with New Edition, right? You know what I'm saying? I feel like all groups, if you get a chance to and the opportunity to do that, what New Edition did, it's no way you should sit back and not do it. I mean, every one of them dudes when they made solo albums and they all got paid.
Yeah, hits
Right.
though.
And then
with that being said,
yeah, I mean, but I'm saying that's part of the process. But I'm saying at the same time, when you're in a space where you can do that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just happy to see that, you know, Xscape is a group that lasted this long and they all got these different, you know, branches and this, that, and the third to pull it together and try to do it like this. I think that's the part that, you know, people they pay so much attention to the group breaking up. But I'm saying if you can do multiple things in this world right now and still come back together and do what we about to do on this tour, that's the life that you're supposed to live right now. That's what y'all do. Y'all work at different places.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Candy selling dildos. They got
Hey, they're vibrating.
trying to bring it down today.
I'm just
Let's
saying.
be clear
Wow.
now. This is
Okay.
a multi-million-dollar business.
Okay.
We got thousands of bedroom candy consultants across the country. It's not about a dildo. We got all kind of stuff we sell.
Okay,
But
what's
you
the
can
number
go
one-
get that at
Number one
bedroomcandy.com. Thank
candy.
you.
What's the number one bedroom selling piece though?
Oh, we have Candy Kisses vibrator. It is
That's
a
what I'm
smaller
talking about.
vibrator,
That's
but
what
we
I'm
also have like all kind of bath and body products that sell like crazy. So like, let's
Tell
not
them,
get it
Candy.
twisted.
Anyway, like
But
I said, you
anyway,
see what I'm saying?
I agree with you on this. What I feel is this. It's like I feel like you need to constantly reinvent yourself, right? So to me, I feel like them reinventing themselves and making Xscape 3 is dope. Everybody can go on and do their own thing and still do the group performances or whatever New Edition does, and nobody has a problem with it. So I don't understand why people be constantly questioning us because it's not, you know, the Xscape as we started out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, let everybody do their own thing. And when we want to do shows, we do shows. And when we want to do other things, we do other things.
And we support each other wholeheartedly on everything we're doing. Everybody's got their own thing. Your daughter's her nails, her fingernail polish, Maid Girl. My daughter, young Naya, rapping. Candy's, I totally support
Bedroom candy and my
so we
restaurant.
all support each other, like for real.
I know
we
all
support
grown.
each other.
But when's the last time y'all got into a tussle? Because it seems like y'all got into a tussle at
Lord
least
have
one
mercy.
time in the tour.
Let
me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
No tussles.
It's gonna be in the movie. It's gonna be in the movie.
How do y'all preserve the legacy? JD touched on it a little bit, but how do y'all feel like y'all preserve y'all legacy?
I say staying relevant. Still doing what we're doing now. We're 25 years later. That's how you do it. You don't stop. You keep it moving.
I think we went to doing TV and, you know, just doing other things where people can get to know us and see us in different lights. And then they do this, that, you know, and then their mother tells them, because it's like a lot of young kids that watch TV, watched our shows, and, you know, from there, the parents let them know, oh, these girls sing, and, you know, and it just grows. Just grew. Because at our tour, we had ages from like 7 to 70.
Singing all the words. That was amazing.
How do you think they preserve their legacy, JD?
Just doing this. I mean, I think it's important that people see them back together and you know, like I said, just showing the camaraderie. At the same time, this is Xscape from day one. They all been talking over each other. It's not like they just doing this now because each person, they been this way. You know what I mean? And it's a fun activity, but at the same time, like I said, I feel like they had to come back and let people see them sing and hear them sing. And if you haven't heard them sing at this age that they singing right now, you should come see this.
SoSoDeaf.com. Get your tickets on SoSoDeaf.com for this tour.
Telling me.
Or you can go to Ticketmaster.com. Telling y'all, it's going to be a concert to remember.
I'm going to say the same thing I was saying back when I first signed them. It's no group out, females, that sound like this group right now to this day. Today, right now.
Without no music.
Right now.
I'm just
That can
playing.
sing with no beat. We ain't talking about no auto-tune, none of that shit y'all be talking about. They will get on stage and sing your ass up under this desk right now. Right? With that being said, that's what people have to see. I seen last night they're gonna start an Xscape challenge on Instagram where girls are actually singing multiple Xscape songs. This is 25 years later.
Right.
That's what preserves their whole legacy. If they gotta see them perform. That's what they best at.
Well, tickets are on sale right now, October 14th. It kicks off in Washington, D.C. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster locations. We appreciate you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's right. It's Xscape. It's Jermaine Dupri.
One.
It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.